Ho, ho, ho! It's time to unwrap a special holiday edition of Positively Kansas. Coming up, we'll take you to a special holiday performance in Hutchinson that's unlike anything else on the planet. Also, see how artists in Valley Center and Kechi craft beautiful tree ornaments out of glass. Then we'll take you to the heart of the city and show you some unique and festive Wichita shopping destinations. They may add some extra excitement for your gift buying. Plus, in our Wild Edge report, see how Kansas creatures of all kinds bring in the season in the great outdoors. Happy holidays. I'm Sierra Scott. Those are just some of the festive stories that are queued up and ready to roll for the special Christmas time edition of Positively Kansas.
Positively Kansas is brought to you in part by Visit Wichita, bringing you Wichita Destinations on Positively Kansas. Wichita, the heart of the country.
Before investing your hard-earned money, make sure your financial advisor understands your objectives. Mark Douglas, CFP, serving our community for over 20 years, providing customized financial solutions that focus on the individual.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas serves more than 930,000 Kansans in various programs. Independent, member-owned. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, an independent licensee of Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association, supports KPTS.
Program support provided by the F. Price Kosman Memorial Trust, Entrust Bank Trustee, bringing you the Kansas Wild Edge segments on Positively Kansas.
It's a performance unlike any other, a twist on a holiday classic that's uniquely Kansas. It's a big deal because this is not an every year event. And it's also a big deal because, as Anthony Powell shows us, the Prairie Nutcracker tells a story that celebrates both the holiday season and our proud Kansas heritage.
When busloads of excited kids from various Kansas towns entered Hutch's historic Fox Theater, they knew they were going to see the Nutcracker. But what they likely didn't realize was just how unique this version of the classic would be, or the opportunity they would have to participate in a dress rehearsal under the watchful eye of director Betsy Andrews.
All right, so you and I are going to turn all of them into a field of weeds.
Since 2000, Andrews has led a talented team of performers in an original production called The Prairie Nutcracker, an adaptation of the original Nutcracker that depicts life in 1869 Kansas. Every other December, the cast puts on 3 performances.
My beef with traditional Nutcracker is it's too darn long for this kind of an audience here. We needed to bring them up to appreciate ballet. So we sneak ballet in, they don't even know they're watching a ballet.
But audiences soon realize they aren't watching the traditional Nutcracker. Andrews and those that helped her develop the concept wanted to do something different, something that hit home with Kansans. The show takes place somewhere between a Kansas railroad and a fort. The Nutcracker Christmas tree ornament is a toy frontier soldier, the Sugar Plum Fairy, a prairie doll. Mostly, this performance is about the hardworking pioneers that settled the Kansas plains.
Did a lot of research, and someone said, you better get to Fort Hays. They really know what the Kansas history was. And I went with my boombox and the storyline. I said, we're going to do this.
Her visit to Fort Hays helped Andrews get an accurate picture of 1869 Kansas.
I'm wearing a lady's day dress. It's a little big on me, but that's what they worked in and did their laundry. And you know, these ladies in Kansas, high collars, pantaloons, slips.
Meanwhile, the Prairie Nutcracker is also an incredible opportunity for dancers who come from all over the state to audition. Some have gone on to be accepted by top American ballet companies.
I get to dance with all of my friends to show the beauty of my state and my home.
The dancers' skills mesmerizing the school children.
I don't know if I'll ever dance. It looks pretty hard.
Had you ever seen a ballet before?
No.
What did you think of ballet?
Hard. That take a lot of practice.
The music also makes this performance unique. When it first debuted, the original Tchaikovsky score was used. But a few years later, Betsy Andrews handed her composer friend Rick Keithy a tape of the show.
She left me a videotape of the show, and this was in the summer of '02. And she gave me the videotape. I watched the videotape and I immediately started crying. I was so emotionally taken with the show. It just shocked me that I was so enamored of it. But I called her immediately. I said, Betsy, this is a phenomenal story.
But Keithy told Andrews the original Nutcracker music didn't go with the Kansas theme. So he went to work and adapted the classic Tchaikovsky score to fit it.
I'm hearing American music. I'm hearing country and western. I'm hearing bluegrass. I'm hearing Aaron Copland. I'm hearing other. I said, wouldn't it be fabulous if you had a whole total new ballet and total new original music that represented Kansas and it represented American music and all the genres of music that we have in this country?
Classical ballet, Kansas history, Kansas dancers, and original music. The Prairie Nutcracker has it all. A show that made the Christmas season more special for these school kids and other audiences. In Hutchinson, I'm Anthony Powell for Positively Kansas.
The Prairie Nutcracker is performed every other year at the Fox Theater. It attracts audiences from across the region, so if you want to attend next time, you may want to start planning ahead. In many homes, trimming the tree is a tradition that marks the start of the Christmas season. Among the twinkling lights and ribbons are treasured ornaments, some of them made right here in Kansas. Anna Spencer visits 2 local art galleries where visitors can make their own glass Christmas bulbs each holiday season.
Glass artist Gavin McDonald starts his day here, among the hot ovens at Meridian Street Art Glass in Valley Center. At temperatures that exceed 1,000 degrees, he gently shapes the glass at the end of this long metal pipe. He then adds tiny multicolored glass pieces to his creation. The small pieces instantly adhere, as Gavin explains that hot glass sticks to any other glass. The molten glass is then dipped and swirled, and then back into a reheating chamber it goes. Next, the process repeats itself, all to create a one-of-a-kind blown glass Christmas ornament, a popular item during this special time of year.
Well, I've definitely had the chance to see people that have never seen glass blowing before come back and see it. Just the other day we had a couple people in here and they were astounded. They were amazed, you know. Glass is one of the most amazing materials in the world to work with and to see be worked with. It is almost on a magical level of the things you can do with glass. And so it's really, it's got a special place in my heart for when I see people realize how awesome glass is, when they get to watch somebody do something like blow an ornament or make a cool sculpture that they've never seen before.
When the blown glass is ready, the bulb is broken off. Additional hot glass is added to the top and shaped to create a space for a hook or ribbon to hang in a window or on a Christmas tree. Gavin says the holiday season draws the surrounding community into the store to make and buy these beautiful and unique pieces. And they're making blown glass Christmas ornaments in Kechi as well. Visitors here secure coveted time slots at Karg Art Glass from Thanksgiving through the New Year. It's a family-friendly experience that has transitioned into a tradition for so many.
Each year we also start much earlier in the year and we produce a lot of Christmas ornaments because we have blow your owns, but we also have stacks of people come in and just buy ornaments to hang on their tree. Some people want to blow their own and they make a family deal out of it. And some people want to just buy them and buy one every year or how many ever. So a bunch of different ways to create some kind of little exciting thing here.
Families and friends enjoy the festive atmosphere in the large art gallery. The glass-making experience takes them from here into this open space where they can see the process firsthand. The glass artist walks visitors through the ornament-making procedure, from color selection to blowing the glass through this long tube. Once broken off, the bulb is put into a hot oven to cool down and set. This ensures that the bulb doesn't break. The process takes several hours. Finally, these one-of-a-kind creations are carefully packed in paper and made ready for pickup, all set to sparkle and shine amongst the season's most treasured decor. For Positively Kansas, I'm Anna Spencer.
The history of glass blowing has been traced back to the Roman Empire and Israel just before the birth of Christ. Blown glass Christmas ornaments date back to the mid-1800s. There are lots of places where you can buy your holiday gifts, but there's something special about shopping in Wichita's core. In this week's edition of Wichita Destinations, we take you to the heart of the city to visit some unique stores that are sure to add fun and excitement to your holiday shopping and gift giving.
We are gearing up for the holidays around here.
And often people come in new and it's just like, oh my gosh, or wow. And
we get a lot of real positive feedback. Well, we just don't have anything like this where we live.
Oh wow, you know, that's a really neat place to go. They've got this, they've got that.
We love seeing the nose prints on the windows.
When friends and family are coming in from out of town, this is the place that they take them to say, look how cool Wichita is.
And you want to look high and look low and stand in one place and try to soak it all in. Do a couple of laps and then turn around and go the other way at least once. So
lots of fun fragrances and colors.
We see a lot of young kids and a lot of families that have been buying here forever, and stories of, I remember coming in when I was a little kid.
We've got Santa Clauses and snowmen and candy canes. And
I think we're a good feel place to go shopping.
And we just, you know, we want them to have an experience when they're shopping.
We all know you can go online and buy gifts and things like that for people. People come to our store because they want that experience. There's the cool factor behind it. And as well as when you're shopping with local artists, you're going to get unique items that you can't find anywhere else.
You can definitely tell there's much more of that artisan community in Wichita now. A lot of makers, a lot of small businesses. I get people in here sometimes, they're just like, oh my God, how do you even pick just one, you know?
It's just an exciting place, and everyone seems to come in and enjoy it.
Seeing my store as a place that represents Wichita.
We're a destination.
It's just something they've never seen before.
I sometimes say we sell joy here because people come in and they're not trying to fix a problem or pay a parking ticket. They're here for fun, for food.
With all the new businesses, just so many fun things to do.
And I love the artistic culture and just the small business culture that Wichita has.
It really, when I talk about that experience and that energy, it's really exciting here during the holiday season. That you can feel the place is just a buzz because there's people all over, and you know, you'll see people, like one person will touch a product and someone else is suddenly like really interested in it. Like it's a fun place to be, and there's a lot of excitement around it.
Despite the popularity of online shopping, statistics show that most holiday shoppers still prefer to buy their gifts the old-fashioned way, at brick and mortar stores. Well, nothing wrong with splurging on nice gifts, but here's another shopping option that Kansans also get to enjoy. It's called the Wichita Alternative Gift Market. The idea was born 25 years ago. A group of Wichitans decided to step back from the materialistic, consumerist approach to Christmas and try something different. The Wichita Alternative Gift Market was born, and it's been happening every year since. This is a one-day-a-year event. This year it took place at the First Presbyterian Church. Dozens of individuals and organizations each select a charitable cause, either local or international. Then they make gifts to sell, with the proceeds going to their designated charities. For example, the Society of Women Engineers made tree ornaments and raised money to buy school supplies for children in Bolivia.
we admit that we've lived a pretty good life here and that we love our jobs and that there are kids in countries that do not get the educational opportunities that we have and can't be engineers. You know, maybe I wouldn't be an engineer if I was born in Bolivia. So raising money for another part of the world that really needs it, that's what we really like doing about this.
When you invite people to participate in something like the alternative gift market, it gives them a tangible, real-life thing they can do, and they can contribute their time and their money, and they're building the community here in Wichita, and all of those things are contributing to the betterment of our world.
The Wichita Alternative Gift Market takes place on a Saturday each November, so if you missed it this year, be sure to keep an eye out for it next year. The holiday spirit is in full bloom across the state, from the biggest cities to the smallest towns. Folks in Cheney kicked off the season with their Come Home for Christmas celebration. The town is all dressed up in its holiday finest, with wreaths and lights and its signature attraction, the singing Christmas trees.
I think the singing Christmas trees have been there 4 or 5 years now, and they keep adding to them year after year, and a lot of cars, people like to pull up with their cars and sit and watch them sing, and it's just a fun thing for families to do together.
The singing trees are easy to find once you pull into Cheney. They light up and start performing each evening at 6 p.m. Townsfolk love to have visitors from out of town stop by and enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. This time of year brings its own beauty, even apart from the lights and decorations. In this edition of Kansas Wild Edge, photojournalist Mike Blair ventures out into the Kansas countryside to show us some timeless scenes of the season.
The winter outdoors is a gift of beauty. As we approach the Christmas season, I give thanks to our God who made it all. I'm Mike Blair for Positively Kansas.
Christmas is my very favorite holiday, and when it comes to decorating, well, Clark Griswold has nothing on me. Now, I may not be able to decorate the outside of the house like Clark did, but wait till you see the inside. This is Christmas tree heaven. Now, if you count every single tree in this house, and I'm talking even the trees that are maybe 1 inch tall, there are 136 of them. Now, this is the largest tree. This is 12 feet tall and takes forever to decorate. In fact, we actually have to use a ladder to make this happen. Every tree pretty much in here has a story behind it. Now, there are 28 trees that we actually decorate. 18 of them have a theme, and this is the first themed tree. This is the Swarovski tree. Now, what we've done is every year we've collected one of the Swarovski ornaments. Then, my next themed tree, and this one was really fun to do, is the Santa tree. So what's interesting is my friends now know that I do these themed trees, and so every year they'll buy me ornaments that kind of go with one of my themes. I think this tree's a little full, so I'm gonna have to say either A, they have to stop buying me Santa ornaments, or B, we're gonna have to get a bigger tree next year. Then the next tree that has a theme is our Christmas tree. And this one I love because it's fun to hang Christmas trees on a Christmas tree. There's just a thing of, this is my favorite though. It looks like candy. It looks like something you should be able to eat. Harrison's mother, who died this year, she was 97, loved birds. So for the last 20 years, we bought her all these beautiful bird ornaments. And then when she passed, she put in her will that she wanted us to have that back. So now every year when we see these bird trees, we had to get 2 of them because we got so many bird ornaments. Every time we see these trees now, they have a meaning and remind us of Pauline. Downstairs, we have some really crazy themed trees. The first of which is here on the landing. This is my angel tree. These are actually ornaments that we give to my mother every year. This is my mother's tree, and believe it or not, at Christmas you would think angel ornaments would be so easy to find. They are not. So this has taken a long time to make this tree. I usually find maybe 1 a year. If I'm lucky, I'll find 2. So this has taken a long time, believe it or not, to create this tree. My favorite ornament is the one on the top. That's the one we found, I think, the 2nd or 3rd year. My mom just loved it. Now, I'm a K-State graduate, but I still support KU and WSU when they play in important games, but I had to create a K-State tree. And this is one tree we don't take down. It stays up all year long. Now, this is the infamous shoe room, and for those of you who know me very well, you know I have a bit of a fetish when it comes to shoes, and this tree really reflects that. So what's funny is, like I said, a lot of times we give ornaments to people as Christmas presents. Well, now this tree represents people who've given me ornaments as Christmas presents. Almost every year without fail, somebody finds me a shoe. Believe it or not, shoe ornaments are actually really hard to find. So these are a conglomeration of 20 years of people finding shoe ornaments all over. My favorite, though, I gotta say, is one my mom found, and this is really cute because I love animal print and I love shoes, and she found a shoe ornament that was not only animal print, but it was a shoe, and it's cute, and I like it. Well, you can't have a shoe tree without having a jewelry tree. So the next tree I'm going to show you is actually a woman tree, and I mean woman tree, and it's full of jewelry. So a lot of people say that I put this here specifically so I don't have to get on the treadmill during the Christmas season, and you know what? That really is a good idea, but that wasn't the reason. I love this tree. I just think it's crazy, different. It's beautiful, it's unique, and I used to have a lot more jewelry on it, but I decided to kind of chill out a little bit. It's actually a necklace that I wear once in a while. It took 3 of us 3 weeks to put all of these trees up. And the reason why it takes all that time is the ornaments are kind of delicate. So when you go to put them away, you have to kind of wrap them in tissue paper to make sure that they don't break. And then when you take them out, of course, you have to be really careful when you unwrap them as well. So that makes a big difference. Now, of all the trees that we have, this by far is my very favorite tree, and it has a lot of meaning behind it because it takes a long time to decorate it, because we made this into a tradition. So what this is our vacation tree. Every single ornament was purchased at a place that we have gone on vacation. So there are ornaments from Atlanta. We went to the Coca-Cola Museum, which was really fun. We took a tour of the White House in Washington, D.C. Obviously, this is Las Vegas. There are a lot of Las Vegas ornaments on here. We take a whole evening to decorate this tree. Every time we pull out an ornament, we both share a story from what we remember about a trip wherever it was. This is to St. Kitts. And we talk about a story that is funny or something awful that happened while we were there. But this tree really has a lot of meaning behind it. And this is the first theme tree that we started with. So the plan is we're going to do something new next year. I think we're going to do a rainbow tree. So that there's always something to plan ahead. So you got something to look for next year. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, and we'll see you again next year.
Program support provided by the F. Price Kosman Memorial Trust, Entrust Bank Trustee, bringing you the Kansas Wild Edge segments on Positively Kansas.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas serves more than 930,000 Kansans in various programs. Independent, member-owned. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas, an independent licensee of Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association, supports KPTS.
Before investing your hard-earned money, make sure your financial advisor understands your objectives. Mark Douglas, CFP, serving our community for over 20 years, providing customized financial solutions that focus on the individual.
Visit Wichita, bringing you Wichita Destinations on Positively Kansas. Wichita, the heart of the country.